Warning, the following audio transmission is based on theory and is intended for entertainment purposes only. It's Doomsday and its affiliates will not be held liable for anything your dumbass does. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, everybody, to It's Doomsday Podcast. Today is March 27th, 2023. Time is 6:01 p.m. And joining me, as always, is the talented, the great, the lovely, the European Jake Dials. What's going on, man?
You're lucky I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you a second ago, and I said, oh, no.
You couldn't hear me at all?
No, not at all.
Why?
I don't know.
Hold on here. How's that for you, Jake? Is that better?
I can hear you fine now. I just didn't hear the intro.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, everybody, welcome into the show. We have another special guest joining us today in studio. What's up, SafePrep?
What's up, everybody?
Can you? Oh, wait, let me unmute him. There he is.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome in. How, I got to say, it's really weird. I've got the lovely Jake here, but then I've got SafePrep right next to me, ever slow caressing my thighs.
I'd rather have Jake beside me, but
Are you sure he's not sitting on your lap?
They got us, dude. They absolutely got us.
It sounds like he's sitting right on your lap.
Well, he has to figure out how to reach the microphone somehow, right? Got to do what you got to do. So, guys, for everybody out there, I got a really important message for everybody. We are not going to be on Podbean much longer. As soon as I figure out an alternate live streaming service, we're done here. We're done. The UN done. Not going to be here anymore.
What?
Yeah, I'm sick of the censorship. I'm sick of the bullshit for all you guys that are out there. Let me tell you something you don't know. What you don't know is Jester found out It's Doomsday Podcast has been ranking in the top 100 on Apple Podcasts for news commentary. But we're not getting that traction here.
What?
So I'm done. With the bean.
Get the poop out of your mouth.
I know. Well, I'm actually in the
mouth. Poop mouth. Poop mouth.
Anyway, so just so you guys know, we'll definitely give everybody an announcement where we're moving to, where we're going before that time comes, and we're fully done here. I'm really trying to find a website that does a similar feature that has the live chat. I'm really trying to do that. I think that would be worth it. If not, one thing I am considering for now is to do the podcast live with me and Jake over on Clapper and just save the audio from that, because you guys would get video and you'd get audio.
Oh.
Yeah, like as a temporary kind of thing. And you would get the chat feature as well. So I think it'd be great.
I think it sounds great.
I think it's a good temporary solution. Temporary. But I have to take my happy ass out to Guitar Center and get some things to make that work a little better. But we're going to do it, I think. Anyway, Jake, how are you doing today, guy?
Oh, not too bad. Just watching all the chaos around me as I work on drywall.
Tell me more.
Oh, just some kids get shot, and our esteemed leader addresses it by talking about ice cream.
Well, have you seen the new ranch-flavored ice cream?
Well, I ran out of ice cream, so what I have is just mayonnaise and olives.
It's an interesting combination.
I'd eat it.
I keep forgetting SafePrep's over here. He's hiding behind a light. I can't see him. Let me move this light, dude. Look, now I got some nice light on you there. I can see what's going on. There we go. All right. So, yeah, this is a rare occasion for me and Jake to be live and have someone in the studio. This doesn't happen too often.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Or ever. Is it uncomfortable because he could talk back now and not talk shit in the chats?
Nobody's sitting on my lap, okay?
I'll be right over.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, for everybody out there, the topic of tonight's show is the 15-minute cities.
Dun, dun, dun.
Unless you wanted to go in a completely different direction, Jake, I totally understand.
Dude, I will talk about the 15-minute cities all day, but can I add in a short note before we start talking about that?
Yeah, dude, do what you need to do.
The water apocalypse of Pennsylvania. Have you heard?
Philadelphia. Haven't heard, but seen the articles, haven't had a chance to read them yet. Tell me more.
Well, currently, Jester, there seems to be a water leak of some latex material into the Delaware, which is the main water source for all of Pennsylvania. They put out a mass text to everybody in the area saying that the water's poisoned. So everybody rushed to the store and bought water like toilet paper.
So they're utilizing water for toilet paper, you're saying?
No, maybe. Homemade bidets, probably. You do what you gotta do. But they can't drink their drinking water, so everybody bought out all the bottled water from the stores.
Now, this is why we prep. This is why. This is why
What?
we preach the message we preach.
That's crazy. Nothing bad ever happens.
It'll be at the store when I need it.
Exactly. That's what the stores are there for.
So let me ask you this, though, because I'm kind of curious. Did it say specifically what contaminant was in the water?
Latex.
How there's latex
Liquid latex.
in the water supply?
In the water supply.
Do you know how much liquid latex would have had to enter the water supply to make that much water contaminated?
Yeah, I do, and it's a whole bunch.
Yeah. So this isn't some guy, cleaning his paintbrushes in the laundry tub at his house. That's not what this is.
No, Scooter's factory burned down, apparently. So,
Scooter's factory burned down?
latex joke. Anyway, it's poisoned the water supply for Pennsylvania. So everybody can't drink any water.
Are you looking for something kick-ass to add to your closet? Reaper has the hookup for t-shirts, hoodies, button-ups, hats, beanies, and plenty of other badass products. You can check out Reaper Apparel Company at www.reaperapparelco.com and use code DOOM10 for 10% off. Jester only stands behind brands he believes in, and Dan at Reaper Apparel has a mission, and Jester is on board. Go check out www.reaperapparelco.com today and use code DOOM10 for 10% off your entire order. Why be a sheep when you can reap? Use code DOOM10 for 10% off at www.reaperapparelco.com today.
And they're solving this basically just by going out and buying bottled water.
Well, at the moment, they don't really have a plan for that. So, yep.
And do they know how the water was contaminated?
As of right now, I don't know.
Very interesting piece of information.
Also, there's a runaway train. I forget where it's at, but it's got like 180 cars, and it's going like 80 miles per hour. And there's nobody in it.
So it's on a roll. It's just going.
It is on a roll, my friend. And they said authorities were in pursuit of it. It's like, how are you going to pursue a train? It's on the track.
I don't know. That's really, really weird.
It
You think they're on
derailed.
horseback with like lassos and big hats, just like chasing it down, yeah, like back in the day.
Runaway train carrying iron ore derails in San Bernardino. Hazmat crews responding. That was 3 hours ago.
Don't sound so enthusiastic, dude.
Wow, calm down, buddy.
I know. He's looking over here all angry and
That's
shit.
why I record my shows, and live's hard for me.
It's all right, dude.
Just pretend that it's recorded.
Okay.
Just pretend Jake's
Oh.
naked.
Yeah,
Mm.
All right, now you got to get off my lap.
please think about me.
Anyway, so how hard would it be to get water within a 15-minute city?
For situations like that, dude, it's going to be impossible. Absolutely impossible. It's going to be even more impossible for that than it would be to get it to Philadelphia in general.
So I personally think Philadelphia is a shithole. Sorry to anybody listening that's in Philadelphia. It's a
No, dude,
disgusting,
The
nasty
Walking
city.
Dead. It's
It's
The Walking
horrible.
Dead.
It's a nasty city.
Have you seen the streets?
Yes, I have. I've been there. I've visited.
Everybody's just hobbling around and just they're zombies.
So I just know when I went there, it was one of the dirtiest cities I've ever seen. It honestly truly was. I mean, I've been around a lot of different parts of the U.S. and it was, downtown Philadelphia, not good. Red light district, horribly disgusting.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Drugs are very bad, okay? All right,
Okay.
so
Okay.
the whole goal of the 15-minute cities, because I did put some time into doing some research into this and trying to figure out what's going on. So basically the premise of these cities is you don't have to go outside this 15-minute zone. They don't want you to travel for work. They want you to utilize public transportation. They want everything to be in this little niche. Some people their goal with this is, go green, conserve energy, blah, 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 save the planet. Right.
Says
Which
the
is
people who go to these meetings in jets.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, that makes no sense to me.
Well, it's okay. You got to think about this too. Think about the idea that you take one of these 15-minute cities, because this is where my mind went with this. I would love not to have to go 15 minutes from my house for anything. I would love everything to be that convenient, but I know that's not reality.
Well, it's not that they want to encourage it. It's that they want to make you do it. And that's where I have the problem, because in my instance, I literally live 2 minutes away from where I work. And generally within 15 minutes, I can get to anywhere. I live in a small town, and that part's kind of nice, but I do it by choice. Now, if it literally flipped and it was done by force, I would hate it.
No, I mean, yeah, it's I get it. I don't want to be forced to do anything. Anyway, my mind was going back to the idea that imagine how they would have to get goods and supplies to these individual little 15-minute cities, right? Think about that. The amount of diesel fuel they would burn up taking stuff back and forth, and not to mention every corporation would have to have their hands in this to keep these people supplied. Because a mom and pop business shop typically makes money off people all around the area, not just inside of 15 minutes, because they're specialty shops, right? So if you're, say, for example, if you're a gun shop and you're in a 15-minute city, you're in one of these little towns, you got people coming all over to buy guns. You're not just you can't arm everybody in the town and be like, well, that's it. No one's buying anything anymore. We sold all the guns.
Yeah, and one question I immediately had when I first started talking to you and everybody about this stuff is what about tourism dollars? What about cities that are half funded on tourism?
That's a good point too. Well, and let's talk about, vacation, seasonal business, stuff like that.
You just work remotely, problem solved.
Do you vacation remotely?
Sure, you just put on a little beachscape on your
Vacations
laptop.
will be hard without a car, because you won't have one of those.
It's a fair point.
SafePrep, you just make the best of what you got, and you get a tandem bike, and you and Jester can just go up and down the boardwalk together, and just sing, all the leaves are brown, and just have a merry old time. I don't know, man. It sucks. I hate it. I hate the idea of it, but it's happening.
Do you have enough food in your pantry for when disaster strikes? Go to www.readywise.com and utilize code DOOM10 for 10% off your entire food order. ReadyWise offers long-term food storage items such as chicken and beef that last up to 15 years. But that's not all. Go to www.readywise.com and use our code DOOM10 for 10% off of organic food as well. Offering chili, pasta, and soups, they have you covered. Did we mention they have fruits? Bananas, blueberries, strawberries, and apples, just to name a few. With many more food options for your home, car, or bug-out bag, ReadyWise has your six. Go to www.readywise.com now and utilize code DOOM10 for 10% off.
So I think there is a little talking point here for a second, and it is the idea that virtual vacations are going to be the way of the future, right? Why take your fat ass to the beach when you could stay on the couch and look at the beach through your phone?
Well, and they have no reason to complain that everybody's getting fat.
They're not complaining that people are getting fat.
I am.
Well, you are. I am. But the healthcare workers, they don't give a shit.
Well, they're healthcare workers. They're supposed to, right?
More fatties, more money, man.
No, they're... Bro, you got to get out of the matrix.
We're going to be on...
That's what those guys are there for. They care about you regardless of your financial status. Am I right?
So, well, no, you're right. But what I was going to say is watch us be trending on Google tomorrow. Show Fat Shames Nation.
I don't care. I don't care anymore.
At least we'd be trending somewhere.
Is Podbean even going to put it out?
No. And dude, God, I am so annoyed and frustrated and just pissed off about this because the rabbit hole with them shadowing us just keeps going deeper, right? And it's to the point where you cannot find the show under any category on Podbean. We do not exist. We are invisible, right? They keep moving us down in the freaking live shows, right? I put scheduled shows up. Sometimes we're not even in there, okay? Our live numbers are never increasing. They have become stagnant, right? And I don't necessarily think that's Podbean, but they're clearly not doing anything to bring new users into the platform. So there's a pinnacle here, okay? Everybody that's in here listening right now, let me go through the list. I didn't get to welcome everybody. So just a minute too, as I call your name, raise your hands. Jake Dials, Jelly, Wolverine. Wolverine is one, I believe one. Angela, Mags, Kate, WV Pappy, Alexa, Shelby, Raccoon's another one. Crazy Lady's another one. Have Food Will Travel, Rifle, and SafePrep. So Crazy Lady, Raccoon, and Wolverine are the only people in here that I did not bring into this platform. Do you know that? Everybody else that's in this room right now, I coaxed over to Podbean. Think about that. And think about who's bringing growth to the platform.
So since we're not getting pushed out and since we're invisible, it's fine if I just tell Podbean to suck my butt, right?
Well, Podbean Sucks Part 1 came out this morning, and Podbean Sucks Part 2 comes out next Monday.
Podbean can suck it.
And I've been dropping these little subliminal, I'm calling you out on Twitter things that they are not responding to.
Well, good. If they're listening right now, call in. Let's talk about it.
Podbean, call in. Let's talk about how we're being censored and shadowed. And then I got to tell you, I don't know if I told you this, but I'm going to tell the listeners this. So there is a way you can pay on this platform, and I highly suggest if you have a show on here, do not do this. Do not do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. So you can pay for advertising to put your show out over other shows. You record a 15-second, 10-second, 30-second ad, whatever you want to do, and they will let this run over shows. Okay? That's what they'll do. And right after we got the studio done, I was like, you know what? I've got extra things to pay for now. It would be great to try to grow the audience. Let me go ahead and do one of these pay-per-click things. Okay? It cost me $200 for 8,000 clicks. 7,938 of those clicks were all over top of one show. And I'm not going to mention the name of the show because I'm not going to get down on someone else's show. But do you know that show only has 42 followers and I can't even see what their downloads are?
That's because they're better than us.
Clearly.
Amen.
No, but I mean, it just goes to show you. And I emailed Podbean and I'm like, what the hell, dude? This is some shit. You know, you ran our ad over one show 7,000 times. Like, what are you doing? There's no diversity there. We don't have the same audience. Well, how's that going to get anybody over here? They said, oh, well, we'll give you $100 credit on your next ad. I'm like, I'm not running another ad. You guys are nuts. So again, I think that was just stifle show growth. Let's take a show that's going to show hits, that's not very popular, that we can continuously run it over, and it'll keep these guys at bay.
That's not going to keep me at bay. That's why I left TikTok.
Right. It's not going to keep me at bay either.
It's like me disappear.
It's like we're in a 15-minute podcast city.
I can't wait to launch the new platform for the SafePrep show. Podbean, baby.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna be working on pulling people away from this platform. And I mean, honestly, it's most of the people in here now I think would have no problem coming over at all.
I'm just not happy with the way any of these platforms are doing business. You know, I wish there was a platform that would make people unbannable, you know?
You mean like mycitizensocial.com?
Yeah, exactly. That place is awesome.
Tell me more.
Well, Jester and SafePrep, My Citizen Social is an unbannable platform. As long as you're not a butthole on there and threatening people, you can say whatever you want. That's it.
Lovely. And
Yeah.
Crazy Lady says to where. I think Crazy Lady, what we're probably going to do is I think we're going to go ahead and start streaming the show over on Clapper like I used to do. All right. I'll just save and record the audio from it, and then we'll go ahead and just utilize that for uploads. Because in all honesty, when Jake and I are live together on Clapper, we're getting decent audio. It's not bad at all. I mean, and I now have my computer integrated with the BlueStacks to open Clapper from the computer and use the mixer and everything. So I don't think it would be an issue. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can you live stream there yet? Not yet. So it's a very rudimentary platform that I'm working with. Like I'm working with a couple of rocks and some string and like one piece of duct tape, and I'm trying to make it work. So I've got to build everything by hand. But I'm pissed to the point now that I'll just do just to stay away from all of this crap and avoid all these issues, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of that it happens to anybody, to be completely honest. It pisses me off a little bit that it's us, but it also pisses me off 10 times more that it happens to everyone else too. Just because you said something that was mean. So when did we get so soft, you know? Sometimes we got to reach down and grab our little pod beans and realize.
Obama president.
Wait, say it again.
I was going to say when Obama was president. I think so when we got soft. That's when it all started.
I get real soft anytime I think about Obama being president.
Oh God. No, but that's the thing. Everybody's butthurt over everything, and someone said it today, and I think it was Ozarks. Sent me a message that said, "Listen. It doesn't matter if you're red or blue. It doesn't matter what side of the aisles you're on. Disaster is going to find you. It doesn't give a shit about political affiliation." That's what doesn't make sense about why you guys are being shadowed.
That's not true. Look at all those people who've got their little shooty shot. Nothing's happened to them virtually.
Right. I'd love to see figures on how many Republicans die in a disaster and how many Democrats die in a disaster. Think those numbers are out there?
Somewhere.
There's got to be.
I'm sure there is.
We have census on this.
I'm sure there is.
Jake, what's the website?
The website, their SafePrep is mycitizensocial.com. That's right, people. Unbannable. mycitizensocial.com. Sign up. It's free.
You know, I got to say, this is a really strange experience having somebody in the studio with me and having Jake here. And this is the weirdest three-way I think I've ever had.
Kinky.
Well, you're the only person benefiting from it.
Everybody that's listening's benefiting from it.
Well, he's sitting on your lap. I'm sitting in a chair.
You were invited, sir.
All right. You're right.
Fire is one of the most basic essentials for survival. Whether you're camping, hiking, or preparing for disaster, Blackbeard has your six. Go to www.blackbeardfire.com and utilize code Doomsday for 10% off your entire purchase. Blackbeard offers stormproof matches, plasma arc lighters, fire starters, and ferro rods, all of which are great for your bug out bag. Once again, go to www.blackbeardfire.com and utilize code Doomsday for 10% off your entire purchase.
Hold on 1 second. I keep getting... Mags, are you trying to call in or are you just hitting the button? Because I keep seeing it pop up and then go away. What's going on? Let me know if you're trying to call in, Mags, or if you're just accidentally hitting that button.
So if you Google My Citizen Social, some interesting stuff comes up. First is the Social Security Administration.
Nice. We aim to get above them.
Next one is congratulations on becoming a U.S. citizen.
Thank you.
More Social Security stuff. And more immigration.
I took the test and everything.
Do you have more on that, SafePrep?
No, that's my 2 cents. I'm trying to find Jake's platform so I can.
It's just mycitizensocial.com.
I'll just use my browser.
Yeah. It's everybody's platform, SafePrep. It's the platform for the citizens by the citizens. It's their citizen social SafePrep.
It really is. We just built it for everybody.
You know, and I got to tell you, trying to get people to jump platforms is a really difficult thing to do. And I mean, everybody that comes over there, I know you're seeing slow growth on that, but just trust me, it's gonna grow. It's gonna happen. The thing, honestly, that is gonna make that platform better is you guys engaging, sharing articles, sharing stories, sharing things on that, sharing things on the platform, right? Does that make sense, Jake?
Yeah, sorry, my kids
Jake
are
left
loud. No, honestly, truly, nowadays the best way to boost any interactivity and grow anything is to have organic interaction on the platform. So that's why it's super, super important to have listeners' support. You know, listening is free, but so is sharing. And that's going to be on any platform. That's going to be the best way to make anything grow. So this little, you see this little box down here, you guys who are on your phones, it's a little square with an arrow. Tap that little dude and you can share this thing out. You can copy this link and you can put it out. And if one of your friends sees it, we grow the show. But I don't want to tell you to do that now because I don't like Podbean.
Right. You know, and I know we got off track of the 15-minute city thing here, and that's okay because that's totally fine with me. But I got to ask, Eric's like the Podbean OG. Eric, if you have a chance to call in, I'd appreciate it if you could call in and chit-chat with me, Jake, and SafePrep for a moment. Because I'm wondering if Eric hasn't seen other people being shadowed on this platform, if he hasn't seen people's money be utilized incorrectly, if he hasn't seen these things. Because if anybody on this platform would know, it would be Eric. And Eric, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I got to know.
Well, Eric was on Podbean before Podbean even existed.
He was on here when it was just Pod, before there was a bean.
He brought the beans.
What's up, Eric? How you doing, man?
How you doing?
He's in here.
His mic is not on.
He's probably switching his Bluetooth. Give him a second.
Jake, I'm a little mad at you.
All right, I'm back.
What I do now?
What's up, Eric?
Well, not a whole lot happening. Just another day in paradise, I guess we can say.
Right. So, Eric, let me ask you a question, dude. Have you seen Podbean shadowing shows in the past, mainly uploaded shows, not necessarily lives?
I can't say that I have from experience. You know, I don't know. I mean, I would have to ask like other people who publish episodes whether they've had that experience.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're noticing some weird things, Eric, and I really think they are keeping us very at bay, put back in a corner and shadowed over here. I really think that they are, given a lot of things I'm seeing.
Well, I guess if you're seeing here on Podbean, like what y'all probably have seen on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter in the past, I mean, that shouldn't really surprise anybody.
Eric, they don't have its Doomsday podcast listed under any category on Podbean. You cannot find us anywhere unless you search us out by name.
Right.
Which is just horribly odd to me. Anyway. But yeah, that's going on. And then I've noticed, for whatever reason, and it's not all the time, but we're not popping up in the live lineup like we were consistently. And the other thing I'm noticing is and I've been emailing Podbean trying to figure out how this works. We are never hitting that trending page, and I'm seeing shows there that have 9 downloads end up on trending. And they keep giving me the runaround of why that is, but yet we're trending on Apple Podcasts. So this is like what I'm not comprehending, like what's going on. And do you know how Podbean does that whole featured thing of like shows they're featuring in the top of the screen?
Want to be a guest on the show? Email itsdoomsdaypodcast@gmail.com. That's itsdoomsdaypodcast@gmail.com.
I've noticed that, like on the homepage, like when you log onto the app, like
right.
select shows that make that list. I mean, I know like the Old Man's Podcast Show, which I'm associated with, has made that list. I remember when Jeremy, who does Cummings' Culture, made that list, but then they wound up moving him into second place because I guess somebody had a fit about him being in first place, and trying to think of some other people who were in that feature list. I think Brett from that Pulse Alaska podcast has been featured up there, and he's like, if you look at the Podbean Live leaderboard, he's in the top 10 for the month of March because he's had a lot of listener engagement for the live shows.
Right. So yeah, listener engagement goes a long way, guys. The more you chat, comment, send gifts, hit that like button, share this out, all that counts for engagement. It really, really does. And it boosts us way up there. But anyway, what I'll say, Eric, is that is now, Podbean now has that as an application process. You fill out that application to be featured in that top of that homepage, right?
Right.
I did that months and months and months ago. And they have never acknowledged it, never did anything, never got back to us, never nothing, right? And I just didn't do it once. I did it like 3 times when I never got the acknowledgement emails. So, well, I mean, you know, there's something's fishy here, dude. And I'm wondering if I'm not the only show that this is happening to. Well,
I remember like a couple other people have like did their homework on like the live shows and the published shows. We know Podbean is a business and a business exists to make money, and they make money off of you, Jester, when you pay those like hosting fees to them, like $14 a month, or unless you got like a premium package to where you can distribute out to multiple platforms, and it's not just isolated to Podbean and a few other places that they are in good terms with. And I know they make money off of people, purchasing those gold beans for the live shows and what have you. And
yeah, you're right.
Well, and they take about like 50% of, like the money that they get from purchases, and like however much money, like say like people like Jake or say like Cindy or Mags like might spend in gold beans to donate to you, or when King Troy was here and he was one of your biggest supporters, it would almost be like you would only see half of that money.
Yeah, I mean, they really take a huge percentage, man. Like that, and that's the big, okay, the $1 million question I have is, if they weren't shadowing us, if they were giving us full range, how far would we be right now as a show? What kind of following would we have? How big would this show be if we weren't being put in the corner somewhere?
Well, or it could be like how they would shadow ban on like TikTok and on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and Twitch, because usually they have to start shadow banning if they're scared that you're getting too influential.
This is an emergency action message. At approximately 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, NORAD is tracking 15 ICBM nuclear missiles inbound to the following cities: Orlando, Miami, Pittsburgh, Dover, Newark, Richland, Philadelphia, New York City, Baltimore, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Boston, Seattle, Detroit. This is an extremely deadly situation. Stay tuned. The next emergency message will be a presidential address.